with Big D and Bubba.
It's a bluegrass kind of feel in here.
What?
Is that Ricky Skaggs?
Oh, you boys will get over it.
It is Ricky Skaggs.
Ricky Skaggs is our guest this week on Honky Tonkin. Ricky Skaggs is our guest. Good to see you, man.
Man, good to see you boys.
The one and only.
Good
the
gracious.
one and only.
Been a while since we've had you on the show.
I know it. And I'm glad to.
Let's not do this again. That's way too long.
I know. I love the studio. Y'all already set up for Christmas. You got guitars, got Christmas guitars.
Yes.
And all kinds of stuff in here.
Hey,
Great.
your first number one wasn't your song. It was Flat and Scruggs' song that they had done. Yeah, that they had done back in I don't know what year they had done it.
Late 50s.
Yeah,
mid-50s?
early 60s maybe.
Yeah, I think Carl and Pearl Butler may have written that.
This is a song that you continue to play every night, man. It is a jam.
Yeah, it is, and people love it. They remember it, and one cool thing that we've been doing, speaking of that, is a good time to talk about it. But, I kind of got out of country back in the mid, 90s, 95.
And
Mr. Monroe passed away. And
I was going to say that was to concentrate on bluegrass.
yeah, and so I did that because Mr. Monroe, to me, left a vacuum. He left a void, even by him just, passing away and not being there present anymore. And I wasn't trying to take his place, but I felt like that there was an opportunity to bring some leadership and bring some quality of music and recording and stuff like that, and just try to lift all the boats,
Yeah, to pick up the mantle and say, hey, look, with him gone, we can't let this die.
Right, absolutely. We're going to love it like he loved it, And so anyway, I did that, and it's been very successful. And we still book out doing bluegrass shows. But what we started doing last summer, the 22nd of July, we did bluegrass nights at the Ryman. And so after the first half of the show, we had them close the curtains, which is a little strange for bluegrass nights, But on the second half of the show, we had the guys ready to open the curtains, and da 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 with the full country band.
Yeah,
oh, that's great.
And so we played Heartbroke and Honey, Wouldn't Change You If I Could.
Oh, people must have gone crazy.
Oh, they loved it. And so we've been doing that now on our shows. We have to carry a trailer, but that's okay on the bus, But thank God we got a bus. And but getting to do all those songs now, because people wanted to hear those country hits.
Yeah.
All those years in bluegrass, people would say, Heartbroke or Honey. Honey is a big one. And so anyway, now we're able to do all that. So that's fun.
Well, taking it back is 1981, his version of it. Here's Ricky Skaggs. Ricky Skaggs is our guest, and it was such a bluegrass. You're such you cross over bluegrass and country and back to bluegrass and gospel as well. Is there a rule, quote unquote, in bluegrass that you've broken and you're kind of proud of it?
Oh gosh. Well, just using drums on a bluegrass song or something like that, or Bruce Hornsby. The stuff that we did together, that was a rule breaker, in a way. But, I think the lines have just blurred, You think of all that Billy Strings is doing and how he's, adding all these songs and stuff into his show. And I just don't think people is quite so anal anymore. I think, especially young people, they just want to hear good music.
Yeah.
They don't care what it is. They get it, and they love it when they're in the presence of it, for sure.
Yeah, good is good.
Yeah, it is.
Ricky Skaggs, our guest this week. Hey, take us back to 1989 and Lovin' Only Me. This is a song that was a huge number one song.
Yeah. It really was, and actually my last number one country hit that I had.
Yeah.
And
I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't know how you felt
Even
about it.
Stevens and Hillary Cantor wrote that song together, and the demo came to me. I think Hillary was singing it maybe, but anyway, when I heard it, Steve Buckingham was producing me at that time, co-producing, and that was one of my last records for CBS as well. And but I love that song, and you know, we're not doing that one right now, but we're going to do it next year for sure.
You're going to bring it back into the shows?
Oh, absolutely. It's just you know, Albert Lee playing guitar on that was just like stupid great, and so you know, and the harmonies are so good. I got to do all the harmonies on that, even the bass part, but
that's why they were
it's
good.
just one of those sing-along songs. You know, everybody loves that song.
Well, let's sing along now from 1989. Ricky Skaggs is joining us in the studio. Not quite the experience you had when you were 7. Was it 7 when you went on the Martha White show?
7 years old. Yeah, I played with Mr. Monroe a year before that. When I was 6, we were still living in Kentucky.
So you're just like a virtuoso. Is that what you say? Just a natural guided prodigy.
Right place, right time. You know, I think that had a lot to do with it. And my dad, you know, was the biggest fan that I ever had, and he just believed in me. He knew I could play from a young kid. You know, he bought me a mandolin when I was 5 and stuck it in my bed when he came home from driving all night from Lima, Ohio to eastern Kentucky. It was wintertime, and so he was working up there and stayed gone all week. And then he came home and he found this little mandolin about 15 or 16 inches long, you know, in a pawn shop. I think he said he gave $5 for it. Best $5 he ever spent.
For sure.
And, but he brought it and stuck it in my bed, and I woke up the next morning, and there it was, you know. And
is that the one you played on the TV show?
No, it's not.
Is it a different one?
He'd got me a good one by then.
Oh, okay,
you know?
okay. When's the last time you've heard
that one?
This?
Is actually at the Ryman in their historical.
Oh, is it really on display?
Yeah, it's on display.
We have a clip here from.
I'm sitting in a chair.
Bless him, Lord.
I mean,
get on 7. Up there.
I mean, you're surrounded by Lester Flatt, Earl Scruggs, and you're 7.
Yeah.
And you're doing this. How many 7-year-olds know the Ruby song anyway?
Well, it's not a 7-year-old song to be singing. You know, I didn't know what the heck she was mad about. You know, Mom hadn't told me all those things yet. You know, hadn't divulged all those things. You know, but anyway, I just liked the song Osborne Brothers had it. Bob and Sonny. You know, that was a big hit in those hills of Kentucky where I was living. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I had to sing that one, and I also sung the Pinball Machine. I'm an old hog hauler. I drive a big truck. Forget that guy's name. Lonnie something, Glosson maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but he had a big hit on that thing. And when Bill Monroe asked me to come up on stage after we'd had some heckling from the crowd, you know, about getting little Ricky Skaggs up there, you know, when I started up there. Because I didn't know. I mean, I didn't take a mandolin with me. I didn't take anything. We just went to see him play. And some of the neighbors in the hood started shouting out to get me up to sing something. And so before I get out of my seat, Mom points that bony Baptist finger at me and said, "Don't you sing that pinball song." So half my repertoire was gone right then. I only know that one and Ruby. So I guess that one made the cut.
Ricky Skaggs joining us, the legendary Ricky Skaggs. You know, you've had I think you do it on purpose. I think you take songs that you love growing up, or that you know, but maybe others don't, and then you redo them, and then everyone goes, "Oh my gosh, I love this new song," but it's not.
What a songwriter!
Yeah, like Heartbroke. I mean, that was a Rodney Krauss song.
Through Guy Clark.
Guy Clark.
Yeah, Guy wrote it and had a lot of people record his songs, but this was the first #1 as a writer that Guy had ever had.
I didn't know it was his first
But
one.
I learned it from Rodney. I did, because Rodney had it out first when I was still with Emmylou. Rodney, that's why I went with Emmylou, because Rodney left the band to go out on a solo thing.
Oh, wow.
And so he had Heartbroke. And I think we recut it. Rodney cut it for Guy years ago, and I come in and sung harmony on Guy's version of it.
So you actually cut it twice.
Yeah, I did. I cut it twice. Yeah.
Ricky Skaggs is our guest this week. Oh, it sounds like we're calling someone.
Yeah, I'm FaceTiming because I would be the worst.
Hello?
Hey, Mom, I would be the worst son ever if I didn't do this. That is Ricky Skaggs.
Hi, Mom. How are you? Bless your heart.
Yeah,
You look so sweet.
So, Ricky, let me tell you, one of my favorite memories as a kid, my mom was a seamstress when I was a child. And so she would sit there, I would play on the floor with like my little green army men.
Oh, yeah.
And she would be sewing and playing Ricky Skaggs music all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to grow up with that as a young child.
So anyway,
That's
I
great.
had to make sure that you and Mom had a moment here.
Oh, well, your mom is trying to talk, and I can't really hear her.
Yeah, their
but
cell signal is really bad. They're in the mountains.
yeah, well,
So-
Mom, God bless you, and thank you for raising a good boy.
God bless you too.
All right.
Don't even get it. God bless you.
That's all I needed
That's all
this
you
morning.
Anyway, all right, Mom. Love you. I'll call
Bye,
you
Miss
later.
Shira. Bye. Love you.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
That's precious.
She's the sweetest.
Guys,
It's an honor to have Ricky Skaggs, our guest this week. And, I go back and I say, your game plan is find a song that other people have done and they did it, but you're going to make it better, which you do a lot. You do that often. One of those is I Wouldn't Change You If I Could.
Yeah.
Originally done back in 1959, I think.
Yeah, by Don Reno and Red Smiley.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you get a hold of it and you're like, I think we can put another twist on this.
I always felt like that could really be a real country song. I mean, there was a lot of songs that they did, and even Flat and Skaggs did that wasn't just blazing fast bluegrassy kind of stuff. It was because Carter, and Stanley Brothers did the same thing, but all those lead singers back in the 50s and early 60s, they loved country. I mean, I know Carter loved George Jones and Hank Williams and people like that, and so, but Don Reno and Red Smiley, they had a big television show in Roanoke, Virginia, and had a lot of guests on. It was kind of local. It wasn't national or anything like that. Kroger sponsored it, but it was a great show.
I don't know how in the world
How do you
know
remember
all
all this?
You're like, well, they had the thing and Kroger sponsored it. What? Well, we'll take you back to what is this, 1982.
Yeah.
Another #1 with Ricky Skaggs. Ricky Skaggs joining us this week on the show. So, doing big Christmas shows?
We
Continuing?
are, yeah, through the South, and well, some up in Indiana and Ohio.
So you do like a bluegrass, take Christmas songs and make them bluegrass, I guess?
Yeah, we just we bluegrass eyes, these
Yeah.
Christmas songs. Of course, we always kick the show off with Mr. Monroe's Christmas Time's a Coming. That's just so nasty. It's just the best thing ever. You hear those fiddles, it's just like, oh, Christmas is here.
I know. It's so it really touches a spot in us.
It does, and it
There's a thing.
takes you back to your childhood, which I see myself every time I think about that song and hear it. And I remember as a kid when I would hear it, I knew Santa Claus was putting them boots on and headed my way. Oh God.
Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder, the Christmas tour. Check out the website at rickyskaggs.com to get all the touring. We got more with Ricky Skaggs coming up. Hanging out with Ricky Skaggs, no big deal. No big deal. Just Ricky Skaggs.
You can handle it. You can handle it.
So Highway 40 Blues, I always thought that was Interstate 40.
I did too. Even when I recorded it, I thought it was.
Did you
What is
really?
it? What was it?
There was a highway in Florida that Larry Cordell lived close to when he was in the Navy, and so when he was living down there, he wrote this song, got the Highway 40 Blues, about wanting to get back home.
Yeah, to his Highway 40.
Yeah,
not I-40.
Not the I-40.
Oh, we should have known. I mean, it would have been Interstate 40 and not Highway.
Interstate 40. That wouldn't have. That'd have been a hitch and a come along.
Well, we got it for you now. Yet another number one from 1983. Ricky Skaggs is our guest this week. You and Keith Whitley pretty close. How big of an impact do you think, if he had lived, he would have had on country music?
It's amazing what he's had since he's passed. I mean, good gracious. I mean, so many. I mean, George Strait, Garth, so many people cite Whitley as being such an influence on their singing style.
Well, I also hear, so many other people's biggest hits were Keith Whitley's songs.
Yeah, that's right. And when you hear Zach Top,
yeah,
I mean,
it's effortless to
them. Yeah, and he is. It's almost like he's singing, I Never Lie. That song, especially when I hear him sing, it sounds like a kind of not a sped up version, because Keith had a pretty deep sounding voice the way they recorded him. He didn't sound like that when we were kids, but playing with Ralph. But Zach has got those inflections down to a science like Whitley. When Whitley was singing bluegrass more.
Yeah.
Zach comes from a bluegrass background.
Right.
And
you and Keith Whitley were with Ralph Stanley's band for years.
Yeah, we were.
It's great to see the new artists who grew up listening to it, bringing it back. It's like it comes back, and we're like, oh, this is new, but this is that sound that they grew up on. And,
that's right.
You can hear it right here in this.
And it's
I sleep like a baby.
That
I never show up late for work.
To work, yeah.
But I don't drink whiskey. I don't know how it feels to hurt.
I mean, you have your eyes closed, like shaking your head, going, "Wow,
yeah,
like this is good stuff."
It is, and he has really brought a breath of fresh air to the music, to me, and it's, when I think about it, the impact that he's made in such a short time.
And now we've shifted from talking about Keith Whitley to talking about Zach Top.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That says a lot, what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
I just think that he's drove a stake in the ground. This is country.
This is
the country I grew up. This is it.
Like it or love it.
80s and 90s. And, now that we're, out touring and with our bluegrass band, but doing country too, I let people know, I said, hey, y'all, back in the 80s and 90s, I was 80s and 90s country, and people start applauding. A lot of new people that, has come along since my bluegrass times, they kind of forget about that, or they maybe didn't traipse down the path, because there was a we were talking about lines earlier, I think it was not always welcomed. When I left bluegrass and went into country, I mean, you would have thought I was the black sheep of the bluegrass family. I liked you when you was back there with Ralph, and but man, you're doing that old country and got that steel guitar. I said, yeah, ain't it nice? It's just so pretty. So, but with Zach's situation, I'm just, my 5-year-old grandson's crazy about him.
Yeah.
Of course, Zach says some words in his, that lyric my grandson is not allowed to say at the house.
Oh, right, okay.
And he has to say dang.
Right, of course. Yeah, that's right. Ricky Skaggs hanging with us this week. All right, so Ricky, this is we call Dealer's Choice, where you get to request a song from the Goofy DJs, but you got to tell us something, maybe a little behind-the-scenes story or something about the song or the artist. What is it for you this week?
Well, I think this guy is one of the absolute best country singers that ever came to Nashville myself. I mean, I love this guy's voice. Mark Chestnut.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
we said
He's amazing.
We've said it forever.
And made really great records. And he was kind of out of the scene there for a while, but I've heard, and I hadn't got to talk to Mark personally, but I've heard that he's been in the studio over the last year or so working on a new record.
Well, his son plays too.
Oh, great.
His son goes out and does a lot of his dad's stuff and does his own stuff.
That's awesome.
So which one do you want to hear?
I love Bubba Shot the Jukebox.
All right. Well, here you go. By request. From
great
Ricky
produced
Skaggs.
record, too.
Here you go on Honky Tonkin.
I'm so glad you requested that.
Oh, man.
Ricky Skaggs in the studio wanting to hear some Mark Chestnut.
One day we'll tell you our Chestnut story. We can't tell it right now.
Great story.
It's a good story.
Okay.
Maybe we'll take a break and tell you off the air.
Yeah.
This is not the way to do radio, but we are. A great one. All right, we got more with Ricky Skaggs coming up. Hey, Ricky Skaggs is our guest this week, and Ricky talks about the switch being flipped before you go on stage.
Like you can be sick as a dog and then go on stage, and you guys are amazing.
It happens, and I'm telling you, it's happened so many times for me that I didn't think I was going to be able to sing very well, and there have been times that it was so bad that we had to put the songs in lower keys so that I could just get through the show.
Right.
And there was one time in New Mexico, up in the mountains up there, that we literally had to play a whole show of instrumentals.
Wow.
Thank God for bluegrass, huh? You couldn't do that in country. I'm telling you.
How do you explain that thing though, where you get the energy? You're sick as a dog, and then all of a sudden you get to. Is it on the side of the stage? Is it on the steps going up to the stage, or is it walking out that you go, "Here's the energy. This is what I was looking for."
Well, a lot of it is just absolutely just grace that God gives for believers that believe that He has called all of us to do something. He would not made us in His own image if He hadn't have had something for us to do in this life, and instead of just sitting on your thumbs doing nothing. I just think that God wants His sons and daughters out doing what He called them to do, what He equipped them to do, and that don't mean that we're always going to do our best. There's circumstances in life, sickness, but I just get so energized. I mean, me and the band, we always pray before we go out, and just ask God to bless the music, bless the seeds. Let us make somebody feel better when they leave here than they did when they came.
Amen.
To me, that's marketplace ministry. And you guys are doing that. And y'all are in the marketplace. You're not in church doing this. You're out in where people live, and
we can't do some of the stuff Bubba does in church, though. That's a problem. So.
Yeah, well,
that's why we got to keep
snake
it right
handler.
Here. Yeah, let's keep it right here. Just keep it here. Ricky Skaggs joining us this week. Hey, talk to us about Cajun Moon.
Cajun Moon was a Jim Rushing song that he just had just finished and sent it to me, and I think unbeknownst to him, and he was writing for me at the time, and he sent this to me, and when I heard it, I knew immediately that I wanted to work it up and record it. So we were going to be doing a live show, a show in London, England. We did 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night, at this little theater over there, Dominion Theater in London, and we videotaped it, and we also took 2 digital 32-track 3M tape machines and had them sitting in there so that we could, as one of the machines got close to the end of its roll of tape, we could start the other one because they were synced up and never have to stop the show. We could just keep the whole thing going. But we worked it up and did it in London that night. So it was the first, I guess, and maybe the only #1 record from Live in London was Cajun Moon. Yeah.
Ricky Skaggs is our guest. Bluegrass, country, gospel. He does it all. He even juggles. I don't know if you knew that.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. It is amazing. So you ever had, I don't think we've ever talked to you about this. Have you ever had a weird ghost experience when you're playing, or some kind of spiritual weird thing that happened at a show?
Well, I've had a Holy Ghost experience.
Yeah. Just a religious experience on stage. Wait, something happened?
Yeah. Where God just gave me a word for somebody to, in the audience.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was the word?
Well, I can't remember what it was. Many times if it's the Spirit, you just don't remember.
So you feel God's talking through you, and you tell this person something about their life that you didn't know this person?
Right. Did not know them, and it was an encouraging word. It wasn't a word, you got to stop this drinking. No, it wasn't anything like that,
Right.
It was an encouraging word.
And specific to this person.
Yes.
And how did they take it?
You looked them in the eye, and you said whatever that word was.
Well, from the stage. Yeah.
From the stage.
So wait. You're on stage doing this.
Yeah.
Through a bunch of other people there.
Yeah.
And so while you're playing, God says, hey, that person right there, you see him, tell him this?
Yeah. And that's the weird part.
And how did they react?
Well, people applauded.
No, the person, the one that it was.
The person, I just said, if this is you, stand up,
Oh, my gosh,
and
wow.
so when they stood up, and the word was over, people just applauded, and we never got any weird mail on it. I didn't like that, because we've.
You could, yeah, I get it.
I wish you could quit singing and talk about Jesus out there.
Yeah, right.
But that happened in a show.
Yeah.
One time and never again.
It hasn't happened again now. And, King David, was an incredible songwriter, but he was also an incredible musician. And when I read that, because I write instrumentals, a lot of them,
right?
As a matter of fact, I got 2 instrumentals in the American Revolution film that's coming on Sunday night. For Ken Burns, the American Revolution, and 2 instrumental things that I did that they used in the background, and so I'm always asking the Lord for instrumentals, but I never did that so much until I read that scripture where it's in one of the books of Samuel. It may be the second book, but it's when King David is before Saul, and he's not singing "Near My God to Thee." He is not singing at all. He is playing his harp for Saul. And the Bible says that when he played his harp for Saul, the demons left Saul, and Saul would be in his right mind. So don't tell me that there's not power in music, in instrumental music. It doesn't have to be something that you're listening to. It's in words. God uses words, but he also uses the power of music.
I think everyone agrees with that. Yeah. Absolutely. Did you think you were going to talk about that today? Probably not.
And I'm glad you did.
Glad you did, too. Yeah. More with Ricky Skaggs coming up. Ricky Skaggs is our guest this week. How in the world can a guy from Kentucky who does bluegrass and country and gospel have a #1 song written by 3 British guys? It's exactly what happened with Country Boy in 1985.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. When we did that, when I did a European tour with Emmy Lou, when I first joined her band, we went to Europe for 6 weeks when I first joined her band. And while we were in England, Albert Lee came out and played a few shows with us, and so getting to hear him play, she let him play that song every night, and so fast forward, 5 or 6 years later, probably by the time I recorded that, I wanted to do that song, and one reason the band even knew it is we was going to be playing in L.A., and I knew Albert was in town. And so we called him and asked him if he would come and play Country Boy with us. At that time, I might have played just a little bit of a solo at the end, on the acoustic guitar, but I wanted Albert to shine, And but we got back to Nashville then later and started started really working it up and trying and wanting to record it. You know,
well, it was a big year because that was also the year you were Entertainer of the Year for the CMAs.
That was a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Now here it is. It's Country Boy, another #1 from Ricky Skaggs. Ricky Skaggs is our guest. He has forgotten more about country music and bluegrass than we'll ever know. If you're listening to the interview and you hear him say words and names and people that you don't know, it's all right. We don't either. But he does. I do remember.
Google don't even know him.
Google's like, Ricky Skaggs is wrong. And no, he's not. There's an interview that you had done years back, and you talked about when you were 7 and you were at the Ryman and you got pulled on stage with the guys, Flat and Skaggs, and you had your memory is so interesting to me because you picked up on a scent that was in the Ryman. Do you remember what that was? What you said?
Oh yeah. I remember smelling juicy fruit chewing gum.
That's right.
Because it was an old church. It reminded me of church because we were setting out, in the audience at some of the shows. This particular time we were out in the audience, and I could smell where they had stuck juicy fruit up under the seat.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember the guys at the Ryman said when they did the big renovation down there, that it took them weeks to get all of the chewing gum off the bottom of the Ryman pews so they could reuse them,
That had to be the grossest thing ever, too.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
And then people writing the notes on the tithe envelops. How about that? Send it back and forth to your butts during church, and your mom would pinch you on your elbow, around that inside of your elbow right there.
Or making change in the offering plate. Son, that's low there.
That's low.
That's tough.
That's country.
You're not stealing. You're making change.
That's right.
I just needed to make a little change.
Ricky Skaggs, has been a pleasure, man. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, guys.
Well, we can't not talk still to go. We still got some more to go. You can't leave yet.
We have to play one more song, and then
it's the song that everyone yells for.
Oh, boy.
Honey.
Oh, that was your big one, Rick. No, that was a big record.
Mel Tillis wrote it?
Mel Tillis and Webb Pierce had the big hit on it with Jordan Ayers.
Back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And once again, you're pulling the old Ricky Skaggs play. You say, oh, here's a great song. Let's make it
greater.
I'm going to do, here's my version of it. And people are like, oh, my gosh, I've never heard this before.
Yeah. Well, it was a great record. I really did not know how it would send shockwaves into young kids, and they wanted to sing that song, and they'd ask for it, and we'd take microphones and at the live shows, we'd take mics and put them down on the floor, so the kids, we'd invite all the kids to come up, and we'd pull these mics down to where we might have 40 or 50 kids, out of the audience come up and sing on Honey, sing on the chorus.
Yeah, Honey, the whole thing
it was
together.
so much fun.
Well, let's recreate that, everyone. You're listening right now. Imagine you're at the show, Ricky Skaggs, and here it is. It's Honey.
Sing it, folks.
1984. Ricky Skaggs, it's been a pleasure. The one and only.
Oh, thank you guys.
Man.
Boy, this was fun. It went by quick.
Hey, what is you reopened your studio, understand?
Yeah. I just did a big renovation. We had Grammy award-winning
it's
albums cut there back years ago, and I had no idea who all had recorded in that building. I interviewed Dwayne Allen from the Oak Ridge Boys.
Sure.
We did some stuff over there, and I did an interview for our website for the record or for the recording place, and but we moved the ceiling up as far as we could get it, and made from a flat 10-foot ceiling to a 14-foot
cathedral
ceiling.
Oh wow!
Double hung drywall.
Okay, Bubba and I go. We want to record an album there.
Oh, we want you to come tomorrow. But it is great, and with my old microphone collection I have,
stop it.
It's just
we'll never leave. We'll just hang out.
I just want to look at all the technical stuff. Like,
yeah.
I mean, do you have like the old plate reverb and all that
stuff? We got two of those, and we've got some great old outboard gear. The console that we have was one of the last consoles that Rupert and Eve designed. It's called an AMEC.
I was going to say, do you remember the old Gates? Do you remember those? And,
Gates, and we've got some Lang stuff.
We're getting into nerd talk now.
Yeah, LA2As. And,
say it again. Say it slower, Ricky.
And,
LA2A, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. You can find out more about Ricky Skaggs on the tour. You got the Christmas stuff going on and just the touring as well, all online. RickySkaggs.com and the socials
what an
as well.
awesome
Dude,
guest.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, man. Love you.
With Big D and Bubba.